So yeah, it's kind of neato. You can, I'm glad they added customization, but it depends on your weapon. So like this one only can do sights, but then you can go to another and you can actually see like this Liberator Penetrator will have a few more options. So like I have sights I can do, in which you can equip them, and you get different stats. So the ergonomics, from what I can gather, is like how fast you can aim and how smooth the aiming is going to be for you. And then of course there's different foregrips. So we got like an angled, which will give you a little bit more maneuverability with the weapon, but your recoil um, will have a negative effect. But that's only because I have this vertical grip on. So it makes my recoil pattern right about there. So when you hold down the trigger, that's where you're gonna pretty much be hitting at. And then there's different types that you can do. So like that one has it with the flashlight. So it's the same stats as the vertical, but now you have a light again. So with the one I currently have, I don't have a light or a laser. I miss having a light. The laser, not so much, but the light I do miss. The laser was good for letting your teammates know where you were, but um, the light I like using because it helps in darker missions. And then two, like if you ever come across an issue where you got like the name tag, but you can't really see your teammate, the light will give you a clue if they're actually around or they're just in that general direction. So say they're behind a rock or building, you'll see the name tag, but you don't necessarily know if they're on your side where you're doing a strike or if they're on the other side where they'll be safe from your strike. So that's why I use the light for. And then of course you can even go with a smaller magazine, which will give you more ergonomics. Less ammo of course, but less ammo per round, per mag, but at least then you get more maneuverability. Or you can just say to hell with that and just go to drum mag. So my plan for the Liberator Penetrator, get the drum mag, put it on there, and set it up for just treating it almost like a machine gun. It's not going to do a lot of damage because it is, the Liberator, but I think that'll be a fun thing to see. And then of course the different types of patterns. So, there's Helldiver, which some of these I'm realizing I like better on different guns. Like they seem to go over better. Like I like the Desert because it just seems to go with what I'm currently going for. But the one I really want to put on here is the Urban. The Urban camo I think will be nice. And then of course they got the Venus, which so far I don't know, I feel like it got a crayon like texture to it and it just was slapped on there. I don't know how else to say it. It looked like it was crayon. And then, we got solid black. Black everything, which I'm sure some people would like, but damn, that's just a plain ass gun. And then of course this forest camo, and then there's forest, and it's different for each one. So it's not gonna really. I say different, but it's the same camos for each one. So you can always go back to your default too. And then you got your psycho weapon config. So once you set it up the way you like, you can hit save. Like I can switch this camo around. All right, we'll do this one since I don't have to buy it. I'm gonna put it on with this one here, and we'll save it to that configuration. So even though this is showing the drum mag, I don't have that shit unlocked, so it's not gonna work. But I can just hit 1, and I'm back to my configuration I do have. And then if I go back and hit 2, well, hold on, let me do that again. Flip, boom, make it stand out more. There we go. And then 3 would be just normal. So don't mind the drum mag, it's just showing that, but I don't have that selected because I haven't backed out yet to like confirm anything. But there we go. That's how it actually looks. Now you can't use it on any of the ones from, what was that game? Hell Zone or whatever. Drop Zone, Kill Zone. You can't customize any of those weapons because they're just homage to another game, but you know, it's different for each type. Like you can look at the tenderizer here. And of course, you got the optics, you got the underbarrels, you got the muzzles. But you'll notice I can't scroll down anymore and choose magazines. So the theory that I got is any of them that's a really hard-hitting gun, stat-wise, they don't give you magazine options. So like, you can make this one shoot smoother and more accurate. But as to actually having it hold more rounds, no. And to give you an example of that, like we'll go to this Liberator carbine. I can go to customize. I can go and look at that there's reflex sights. I see all my other optics here. I see my underbarrel attachments. I see my muzzles. And then again, we now have magazines. But again, this is just a regular damage weapon. Meaning that, you know, this damage is at 80. And it'll be the same for this one. This damage is at 80. Because the only difference between them is this one shoots faster. Its rate of fire is higher. 920, while the standard is 640. So if we go to this one, we can scroll down at the bottom. We have magazine capacity. So the weapons that don't do as much damage has the drum mag. And of course, the Liberator Concussive already has it. If you look at the Adjudicator, scroll down, we see optics, we got underbarrel attachments, muzzles, no magazine. And just like these weapons, let's see, let's do the counter sniper. Same thing, no magazine. So they won't let you do that part, which, to tell you the truth, I'm not really too mad, because they're already like hard hitting weapons, so I don't expect much else from them. I really don't. I think they ought to do something else for them though. Maybe something that can help you with reload speed, or more, maybe something that mod the ranges they do better. Like you have your base range and then you can make it go further or shorter for your preference. Or maybe you can have it where like you can change out the stock for optimization, because none of these you can change. Like the Constitution doesn't even have attachments. You can change its color, but that is it. And Helldiver and Default, the only difference you see is the bayonet. And then of course we got Arctic, and you got Deserts, you got Venus. Venus in this one ain't too bad, because at least that makes more sense. And then of course you can just do 100% black. Now they haven't added anything customization for doing secondaries, at least not yet, or throwables. Which I mean, throwables, I wouldn't really expect it. This would be nice if you could change some of this around, even if it's no more than just adding different optics and giving you some color, because there's no customizing at all for these. But I will say, the tweak they made to the Ultimatum, I think I like it more than the original. The original, you had to like, the direct impact had a lot of damage. They throttled back on the damage from direct impact, but they expanded the damage from the explosion itself. So you don't have to necessarily be as accurate with it. I just haven't used it in a while, so like I'll be missing my shots. And now they have it where you can, the Hellpod optimization booster actually goes with it, so that's nice. Because it's always good to have for a Charger or a Bio Titan, especially if you don't really carry a support weapon that's dedicated to anti-tank. This will do the trick, but don't expect to take out structures like you used to with it. But this amendment, which came out in the new War Bond today, I gotta say I kind of like this gun. Like I don't have any qualms about it. You get a decent amount of ammo. I mean, it's only 20 shots, but the shots feel impactful. I want to say, yeah, it's almost like having a diligence counter sniper, but it doesn't have the medium armor penetration. Which again, I'm fine with that. Because two reasons. First reason being, have a reason to go to the counter sniper. Um, so you have to give it some kind of trade off where, like, hey, counter sniper's not full auto, but it does medium armor. And then, trade off with this one is it shoots a lot faster, but you can only do light armor because you still put in a pretty good amount of work with them. All in all, I gotta say I like the gun. I like it, and I definitely like my reprimand. Oh, I love that reprimand. You can do a good amount of damage. Everything I fight with this, the only thing I feel lackluster on with it is the squids, and that's only for the jetpack bastards. Everybody else, they can get it. I don't care if it's a freaking Devastator. I don't care if it's a freaking Stalker, even if it's the strain from the Gloom, the Predator strain. Like, they just get ate up by this. And the amount of damage you do, and now having on that vertical foregrip, it really is hard to not hit your target. Like, you get a lot of recoil control reduced from having it, and so I like it. It makes it where it's even better than it used to be. Ooh, I now got urban camo. That's what's up. Like, see, that's night, and this. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That looked like a super soaker to me. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing that. But yeah, I think I'll do that. Cause I just wanted the gray and the red and the black, or a different darker shade of gray, and that works. But that armor, I know I got it. Cause I just bought it. Cause I was like feeling bougie. Oh, maybe it's not light armor. Maybe it's medium. No, I'm gonna see it because it's flashy. There it is. Look at him. Gives the wearer a 50% chance to avoid grievous limb injury. I might have to go to this kind of armor just to not have to worry about it. But let's see how this outfit look all together. And the cape. We gotta put on the cape. We gotta see how it all look. Let's look at our boy right now. Look at him. Look at him. Okay, it's not too bad. Not my preference though. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is not what I would rock. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, look cool. Don't get me wrong. You look all nice and shiny. But that shine is gonna get your ass shot. Let's look at him though.